what it is. But we, as parents, have to stop placing the burden of parenthood on our children. You don't put them in a in a position to make life altering decisions when they don't fully yet understand life.
Yeah.
You see, and I feel, I would never ask my daughter to choose between living with her mother or living with me, because naturally she's going to gravitate toward what she thinks and feels is the easiest of the two. I have higher expectations, so when asked that question, I would expect for my daughter to say, well, I want to stay with mommy.
Yeah.
And it's not because she loves me any less. It's not because I love her any less. It's simply because in her childlike capacity, she's not looking at what's best for her in life. She's looking at
more familiar and
easy street.
Yeah.
Right. So I never ask any child to choose between such and such and such and such, because that's the point of being an adult. Right. We are supposed to make those hard decisions as adults. That's why you're there. If you're going to just put that decision in the child's hand, then what's the point of you being there?
Yeah, I get that.
And I think that oftentimes we forget that aspect of parenting or adulthood. You know what I'm saying? Because not all adults are parents and not all parents are adults.
True.
Right.
Correct.
So we have to start looking at it from not only an intelligent, emotional perspective, but also a logical perspective. Allowing our logical self to lead as opposed to our emotional self. Because if we're catering to emotion, then 9 times out of 10 we're not.
Mess up every time.
Yeah.
Because it has no business even present in that situation.
Right.
You know. And we tend to wear those, and me included, when it's not necessary.
So I just, want us to understand as one, that it's the purpose of both of us being in our child's lives is because it's necessary.
Right.
The narrative that's being pushed now is one person can do it on their own.
Which is false.
It's absolutely
and it's
false.
Hard.
It's harder than it has to be.
Yeah, you can't be both, because you're not meant to be both.
Right. And I think that's what we lose.
Yeah.
When we adopt the social normative as it's presented to us here in the United States.
Yeah.
Right. So we have to learn how to choose. We have to learn how to use discernment regardless of what's being popularized. And a lot of the times what's popular is what's going to influence
what we tend to gravitate
right
towards. Yeah.
Now, is that not a childlike state of mind?
It is.
When you think about it, you know what I'm saying? Because popularity
rules
the child's existence. But when we become adults, we don't necessarily care about what's popular. I went and bought those shoes last night because they help with my foot pain and my knee pain and my joint pain. Not because
they were fly.
Right. You see, and that's the issue with us as far as a culture and a people. We are all consumed by, what everybody else would think about what we have going on,
instead of being consumed with what we have going on, what we need to be doing,
what's going to benefit not only you as a person, because we're married.
Yeah.
So if I win, you win.
Yeah. And
if I lose, you lose. Now, if I lose and you lose, what happens to the child or the children?
Yeah. So it's definitely when we make decisions, it's something that affects not only you and me, it affects our entire household.
That's right.
and for the most part, we are pretty good at it.
Oh, yeah.
We are still human. I mean, case in point today.
Well, I think, and I totally understand what you're hinting at, but I don't think being human is the issue. I think that sometimes that upbringing, that manipulation, that indoctrination, because you never really, it's a battle, a lifelong battle. It's like smoking cigarettes. Yeah, I quit smoking cigarettes in 2008.
Right.
But there are still times in 2025 where I'll smell a cigarette and think about smoking a cigarette.
Same.
So
Right.
it's a lifelong battle.
Mm-hmm.
The ignorance, the indoctrination, the social normative influence to be able to say, hold up, that's not conducive to my success. And if it's not conducive to my success, then what is it going to do for my wife and what is it going to do for my children?
Kind of like what